We are back with the I Still Believe in Cleveland podcast. A bad week gets worse. Eric, as you can see, is not in his basement. His basement flooded over the weekend. We did get a Browns win. We're on top of the world there. But news this morning, Deshaun Watson, broken shoulder, broken glenoid, I believe it was. He is out for the rest of the year. So where do the Browns go from here? Eric, where do the Browns, how do we keep believing in this team with a major question mark at quarterback?
Yeah, fortunately the Browns winning on Sunday was the only good news I had personally, but you know what? We're taking some bad news hits this week, but we are moving on and we're going to be positive going forward. So, what the Browns need to do this week is kind of do what the Steelers' game plan is, and that's winning ugly on offense. The Steelers had a quarterback who passed and ran for a total of 142 yards for 0 touchdowns, and somehow they were able to win yet another game. Browns gonna have to do some type of that with their similar game plan. Run the ball with Jerome Ford, Pierre Strong, Kareem Hunt, and have the defense win the game for us. I don't expect DTR to sling around the field for the offense, but he's got to play more of a game manager, and most importantly, hang on to the ball when their guys coming off the edge are planning on hitting them pretty hard. Can DTR have fewer mistakes than Kenny Pickett? That's going to be the big question. I hope he can. It's a first-year guy versus a second-year guy. I mean, both guys are going to have defenses coming up in their face on almost every play. And in assuming that we do accumulate turnovers on their end, we got to turn them into 7 points. Obviously, easier said than done. It's probably going to have to be by rushing touchdown, but yeah, it's just simple. Take care of the ball, move the ball when you can, move the sticks, and prevent them from getting in third and short in manageable situations. Seems pretty easy, but it's easier said than done against this defense.
Yeah, so when the news broke and we were talking about what to talk about here on the podcast, my first question was, how long will PJ Walker be the starting quarterback? Well, that didn't last very long. Dorian Thompson-Robinson named the starter by Kevin Stefanski in the press conference earlier today. Drew, how long do we see Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Do the Browns add another quarterback? I guess, where do the Browns go from here at the quarterback position?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, where does Eric go from here? I mean, he's lost his voice. The basement. He missed a very obvious press your luck, avoid the glenoid pun there. That is very unlike him. I'm worried for my friend, first of all, and I'm also worried a little bit about the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation, if I'm being perfectly honest. The DTR played well in the preseason. I know that was a long time ago against a bunch of second and third stringers, but he was also playing with second and third stringers when he went 37 for 58. That's 64% completion percentage. He threw for 440 yards. He added 69 rushing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 98.3. There's a reason the team felt like he was better than Josh Dobbs, because he played better than Josh Dobbs in the preseason. Josh Dobbs has gone on to be like the NFL darling, the pastronaut, right? Like the star of the Disney movie. It's possible the Browns knew what they were doing. It's possible DTR is actually a pretty good backup. It's possible that he was thrown into the game 20 minutes before kickoff against the number 1 defense in the league, and it didn't go very well. And maybe, just maybe, he's not as bad as he showed against the Baltimore Ravens, who the team just beat, I might add. And, maybe he's not quite as good as he looked against those second and third stringers, but if he is as good as Josh Dobbs, this team might be okay. I'm not going to say good. They're not going to win the Super Bowl without Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson, but they might be able to get by the utterly hapless, at least on offense, last place offensively, Pittsburgh Steelers. Like it's possible that this team can win this game with a backup quarterback because the Steelers feature a backup quarterback. He just so happens to be their starter, who they spent a first-round pick on and are helplessly committed to for the next several years. But if they can beat backup Pickett and his tiny hands, they're going to be 7-3. And there's a decent shot that the Bengals beat the Ravens and the Browns find themselves in first place. Now, I'm not going to look forward to that. There's still a huge season to go. The Pittsburgh Steelers do still have one of the best defenses and the best defense when it comes to pressuring the quarterback, at least with their top two pass rushers. This is going to be a big challenge offensively. But if they can get any sort of production from the offense and they don't give the Steelers points, I think they can win this game. And the rest of the schedule after that is very manageable. So I'm still looking forward to this year, to seeing what we have in Dorian Thompson-Robinson and to seeing exactly how far this team full of backups now offensively can go.
It's going to be a tall challenge against the Taco Boy, TJ Watt, this weekend. The other preparation before the Deshaun news was this is going to be a defensive battle. This is Myles Garrett against TJ Watt, this number one Browns defense that has kept us in many games this season, pretty much all the games this season, except for a couple. The Browns defense has been the reason why we're winning. And we still have that defense. Josh Dobbs, rewind 3 weeks back, no one was clamoring for Josh Dobbs. So the Cardinals were struggling mightily. I don't look back towards a Josh Dobbs decision. This Browns defense is still strong, still going to make turnovers. Kenny Pickett, beware. This Browns defense is coming for you.